Θα προχωρήσουμε στον επόμενο ομιλητή, που είναι περίπου στο ίδιο κλίμα, δηλαδή θα μιλήσουμε και πάλι για personal training, αλλά μία πτυχή του, την οποία ανέφεραν οι συμμετέχοντες στο πάνελ λίγο νωρίτερα, αλλά θα θέλαμε να την εξετάσουμε περισσότερο, γιατί καθώς φαίνεται είχε ήδη αρκετό ρεύμα, όπως λέμε, αλλά αναπτύσσεται ακόμα περισσότερο σε αυτή την περίοδο. Μιλάμε για την εταιρική εκγύμναση, το corporate training, corporate fitness, και γι' αυτό, για να μας μιλήσει για αυτό το θέμα, έχουμε προσκαλέσει τον Ζωέλ Ουζαμέρε, έναν ιδιαίτερα έμπειρο και δραστήριο επιχειρηματία στο κομμάτι του personal training. Έχει διατελέσει σύμβουλος ευεξίας αρκετών διασύμων και έχει πλέον δική του σχετική εταιρεία και συνεργάζεται με μεγάλες εταιρείες, με πολυεθνικές, όπως η P&G και η IBM. Θα είναι λοιπόν κοντά μας για να μας πει πώς οι εταιρείες μπορούν να εκμεταλλευτούν αυτά τα προγράμματα, να παρέχουν στους εργαζόμενους προγράμματα εκγύμνασης και να τους βοηθήσουν να ανακάμψουν από τις επιπτώσεις της πανδημίας, αλλά και να ανακάμψουν οι ίδιες οι εταιρείες που παρέχουν αυτού του είδους τα προγράμματα, κερδίζοντας πίσω τους πελάτες που ενδεχομένως έχασαν σε όλο αυτό το διάστημα. So, Joel, you can hear us, I think.
Yes, I can.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we're eager to hear what you have to say about corporate training, because we realize that it's a very powerful trend right now, and it's really gaining traction.
Yes. Thank you very much for having me in this conference. I was going to say that the pandemic has done a lot of good by bringing different professionals together over the years. At IREP, I run 3 fitness companies, one of which is the Institute of Registered Exercise Professionals, the InShape Fitness, and also the Fitness Games. And basically, what the pandemic has done as regards to corporate fitness is what I want to talk to you about in relation to my experience running these 3 companies here in Lagos, Nigeria. As I have on as the next slide, it's a bit of myself. My name is Joel Uzamere. It's a mouthful. It's not easy to pronounce. I'm a GP referred trainer. Did all my training and certifications in the UK, and I continue to do that over the years. I have over a decade of training corporate fitness, from banks here in Nigeria to blue chip companies, and quite a lot of companies that have seen the benefit of our programs run for their staff or their employee over the years. I have a team of about 9 people where we work together to ensure that we have these companies satisfied as customers. More importantly, one of the biggest partners we have is Lakowe Lakes and Golf Resort, or Resort and Golf. It's one of the biggest golf resort centers in Africa. And it's a place where companies can come for their retreats, companies can come for their trainings. And we're in partnership with that company, with Lakowe Lakes and Golf, to ensure that we can provide corporate fitness for their clients, which happens almost every weekend. That's to show you the amount of people that are interested in corporate fitness. Also, we're in partnership with the state, which we are in Nigeria, Lagos State Government, to ensure that standardization in our gyms and in the fitness space basically is well done, it's done professionally. So that's who I am, Joel. And the first thing I want to talk about really from my content is what corporate fitness is, and the need for corporate fitness. And I will then talk about the importance of the health continuum, and I'll tell you what that is as I speak, and then the challenges that comes with the with the pandemic, and that means I'm talking about the challenges post COVID, and then the retainership and growth strategies that we are using. So you can move the slide for me, please. Yeah, that was my introduction. Yeah. So basically, these are the things I'll talk to you about. I have 15 minutes and I love to talk. So I'll try and make each slide 2 minutes so that I can keep the time and take some questions, okay? Okay, so let's first define what corporate fitness is, and that is important. Basically, corporate fitness is any workplace program that uses physical activities to promote well-being. And really, before you define, you can move to the next slide, please. Before you define corporate fitness, you should indeed know what corporate wellness is. Because corporate fitness is an offshoot or a part of or a section of corporate wellness itself. And corporate wellness is any workplace health promotion activity designed to support healthy behavior among employees and to improve health outcomes. You have programs which often include things like medical screening, behavioral change intervention, fitness programs, social support, competition, fitness games, and the likes. And so when we talk about corporate fitness, it is really any workplace program that uses physical activity to promote well-being, that uses physical activity to promote well-being. You basically want to use the tool of physical activity to ensure that you have optimum staff, optimum employees, so that you can get the best of what you can do. You can have different programs in corporate fitness. You can have yoga, resistance and cardiovascular training. You can have stress management, games, nutrition. You can have achievement goals, which is one of the things I'm going to talk to you about some of the strategies that we use. So the goal really in corporate fitness is to create a culture of health within the worksite. You want people to have the consciousness of what health is and what fitness is, basically. So please, could you move the slide, a couple of slides in front? Oh, sorry, my presentation is all modeled up. But this is what corporate fitness is. And it is important that as fitness professionals all over the world, we understand that it is not just individuals that need professional fitness practitioners. It is not just individuals that we need to target. There are a lot of companies that need this service, especially in the Western world and even here in Africa, that need to be sure that their staff is doing well. And you can do this with many programs, as I have mentioned to you. Because of time, let me move on. Next slide, please. I want to talk to you now about the need. So if you look at the corporate space, basically what companies want to do, their main goal is profitability. No company is created just because they want their employees to feel good or just be happy. That's part of what they do, but at the end of the day, the goal is profitability. If they are not earning and making money, they are unable to pay staff, and they are unable to ensure that they have a workforce that's truly productive. So in looking at the necessity, the importance, what tools does an organization need? The most important tool, you'll agree with me, is the human resource tool, really. It is the raw material that is above all other raw materials, whether you are in engineering or you are in corporate services. It doesn't matter what you do. The most important part of the raw materials you need for your job is human resources. And research shows very clearly that corporate fitness programs can reduce absenteeism and improve productivity and grow positive morale. This is hard research. In addition, absenteeism due to poor health can cost the average company about $3,600 per year for each hourly employee, and you have about $2,650 a year for salaried employees. So when you find a company not actively doing something about corporate fitness, then ultimately they are losing. And this is a part of the pitch and the presentation we make to these companies, that you are losing if you're not working with us. You are losing if your employees are not fit. And if you couple those figures that I just give to you now, 3,600 per year, an average for companies, and for salaried employees, about $2,650. If you couple those figures and with what the Integrated Benefit Institute calls presenteeism. Presenteeism, when they say presenteeism, they mean when employees are in the office, but their health status keeps them from being productive. It's not just absenteeism, which comes from poor health that companies should worry about, but from this presenteeism, that companies should worry about. Because of all this data that we find that, especially in America, companies are losing an estimated over 200 million or 200 billion US dollars a year. This, of course, is an estimation of what you can lose if you are not involved in corporate fitness. So there is a need. I don't know what country you're watching us from, but there is always a need for corporate fitness. And it's our job as fitness professionals, the way we convince personal clients, the way we convince individuals about the need for fitness, the need for optimal lifestyle. It is the same way we need to convince these corporate organizations that without corporate fitness, they are losing big time. Okay, I'm 4 minutes away from my time. So quickly, the health continuum. And why am I talking about the health continuum? I'm talking about this because the corporate wellness is the biggest field to play in the wellness continuum. For us at the Institute of Wrestling Lifestyle Professionals, we work with other health professionals in dealing with these companies. We work with nutritionists, doctors, we work with nutritionists, doctors, and psychiatrists, different people that are in charge of different parts of health. We work with them. You have psychiatrists, physiologists, and all these people. We work together with them in ensuring that we are able to produce the kind of service that these companies will need. So very quickly, I just wanted to mention that this is where we can work together. This is where you can really build that health continuum that we as fitness professionals must understand. We must learn to work with the curative and preventive health care. We must learn to work with those that can help our clients get to the state of homeostasis before we move on from that state to optimal health. And that's important in running any corporate fitness organization. Please move to the next slide, which is what I just talked about. And then, because of time, let me just talk about how, move to the next slide because of time. The challenges post-COVID. I think this is the part that is quite important that we look at. Now, because of the pandemic, we have what we call remote working now. People no longer come to the offices, and people are basically working from home. Organizations have found out that it's cheaper for them, especially in this part of the world where we pay for power, we pay for water, we pay for everything. They've seen that it's profitable to them as an organization for their staff to stay at home, and they simply give them KPIs, key performance indexes, and ensure that they perform based on those indexes and then pay them based on those indexes. So that way, if they're not performing, then they get another person online. And that has really caused a lot of challenges for our organization. I can tell you throughout the pandemic, especially from the first wave, we had absolutely no job. As I said to you, almost every week, we have an average of at least 3 corporate events at Lakowe Lakes every month before the pandemic. There was a time that we'll have 2 in 1 month. Okay, so you'll find now that throughout the pandemic, there was absolutely no corporate event, and this was the time where we were learning new strategies on how to ensure that we engage these people. So of course, the pandemic brought about with it social distancing rule and the limiting of persons in a space. With this, we had a huge decrease in the in-office employee interaction that we have, which ultimately led to the decrease of corporate fitness activities. Okay, what we are telling corporate organizations is that each company unit still needs to be fit and find new methods to bond in order to work smoothly together to achieve the unchanging goal of profitability. Now that's our argument, but how do we ensure that we retain? You can move to the next slide, which is my last slide. I'm 15 minutes already. Let me rush this through now. How can we ensure that we retain these clients and we grow the company? What are we doing? And I have just a couple of items here that are practicable and are working for us. So what we've done over the years, over the months, is first is relationship management. I want to say that all the corporate clients we have, one of the jobs we had to do was we had to ensure that we kept the relationship with them. Because if you keep the relationship, especially with the HR department of that company that is in charge of the employees, then that way you are able to work with them in ensuring that they still have fit and productive staff. It wasn't easy, but with proper interaction and proper communication, you are able to keep that relationship with them and ensure that you communicate the benefits of your role in the organization and what they are doing. Okay, so relationship management is important. How you go about that is multiple presentations on the benefit of your product for them and how you go about it, which is one of the things that I put under the individual consultation and services. So for some people where we already had their contact, we went back to them to say, hey, we can help you out, especially as you're at home and you're not active. We can help you out with meal plans. We can help you out with online trainings. We can help you out with those things. And we communicated this same thing to the HR companies. Because what happens is that there is a relationship between the HR and the staff. They ask the staff, we want to provide you with this. Do you want it? And if you don't communicate to both ends, you'll find the staff telling the HR company, I don't really need it because I'm at home. Okay? And then the HR company will feel the staff don't really need it because they are at home. So your job is to go through the individual and let them know the importance of your program, and then go through the HR company, which is that relationship management, to ensure that they actually know the benefits of what you do. Now, how have we done this? I've said through relationship management, individual consultation and services, and also technology. And of course, as the last speaker said, technology is a huge part of this post-pandemic season we find ourselves in. And if you know what the trends are, it's not stopping anytime soon. So we have using technology, we have achievement goals. So for instance, we have goals of not just steps, but different activities. So we can have activities of cycling, or the first person to achieve a 10K or a 40K run in 1 week. And we have the HRO provide these people with gifts such as maybe Apple Watches or anything that still works for them, for their health. For instance, maybe delivering free healthy juices to their homes for the period at which they won the program for. So we have these achievement goals that we do. We also have smaller group interaction. So what we've done is to say, okay, we'll have just units instead of the whole company. We'll have only the sales unit. We'll have only the admin unit, only the finance unit come together as a small group. And then in those small groups, we run some kind of training for them. We get a nutritionist, we get nurses or a medical practitioner to do tests for them. And then we give them fitness tests to let them know where they are. Because, as you know, during this pandemic, more people have gained more weight than they should. So we are running that, and companies are enjoying it. We're also doing games using the technology, also using social media and other platforms. And as I said, smaller group meetings is what has also helped. That smaller group is a function of that smaller company. And so that is what we have been doing, basically. And so my time is fast spent. I've spent 19 minutes instead of 15 minutes, and I would prefer to stop now and stick to time. If there are any questions, maybe during the question I can elaborate more on some of the strategies we're using and the things that we're doing. But that's what we do here at HiREC.
Thank you very much and for the presentation and the information. That leaves us time for just one tiny question.
Sorry about that.
Sorry?
About that.
No problem at all. It's fine. Yes. So do you think that HR departments will continue investing on fitness programs? Do you think that this is a trend that's here to stay?
Yes. The thing is, they actually, the jobs of HRO is to ensure that the personnel are able to do their job. So from our own experience, HR companies managers are happy that we are interacting with them, creating team bonding activities, creating games online. As we are now, we have some games, we do mental games where people will come online and throughout they are interacting, they're doing mental games, they are going offline and coming back, and we're using these technologies to still bring that oneness that they need. So from our experience, HR companies are happy because they don't know what to give their employees. What they do is party and just hang out and movies, and they need things that are intellectual, that are health focused, and that are also interesting and fun. And they are really embracing it. They're embracing it.
Okay, so this is it. I think we can let you go now. Thank you again for the presentation. It was very enlightening in the area of corporate fitness.